Well, they aren't laughing at him anymore, LeMayo. Okay, true. Is there any argument that he could be in fear of his life? There is a weak argument that he could have been, but the problem is he's got a lethal weapon on him, and it seems like he's out here involving himself with all these people. I don't know why the fuck he's out here, like, in the middle of all these kids. It doesn't look like he's saving anybody or protecting anybody. And he's got the opportunity to disengage and back off. He can walk away, and he's not. He's choosing to stay out here. Like... Apparently he took the knife off of one of the kids. Oh. Apparently the story was that he was looking for a lost one in the water. Apparently the dude is 54 and the kids are all 17. He told the police that he lied. So would a non-lethal weapon be 100% justified? If you're trying to hit people away from you, yeah, sure. If somebody's hitting you and you hit them back, yeah, fuck it. Destiny. Rittenhouse was justified, but somehow this guy wasn't. Rittenhouse was being chased by two guys, one of which behind him shot a pistol into the fucking air. The other guy was literally chasing him and tried to grab and take his gun. Why the fuck would you think Rittenhouse is comparable to some old guy walking out in front of a bunch of teenage boys? Like, what? He meant involving himself at the protest? He had a right to be there and involve himself in that protest. There wasn't necessarily going to be like a violent confrontation. There's tons of people that are going to these protests. He stabbed 5 people in total? Holy shit. The pistol was fired by someone not chasing Rittenhouse. That is not true, Justical. Fake news. Go to when he says you hit a woman. Right to be there, not existing here? What the fuck are you saying at Destiny? Okay. Hold on. We need to make like a... Oh, you know what would be cool is making like a canvassing flow chart, okay? I can't tell sometimes if statements are made legitimately or if statements are made, if they're just really dumb or if it's like bad faith. Okay. When we say there's an area, okay, there might be an event that you have a right to be at because you do, okay? We're going to call this event blue, all right? No, orange, because it's kind of dangerous, okay? So, where the fuck is my paint bucket? Is this a paint bucket? Brush? Paint? Oh, okay. You have a right to be at this event, all right? You can be here. You can be here with a weapon. If this old guy came to the beach and he had a knife with him, that's fine. He can go to the beach. If he's allowed to carry a knife legally, he can carry it. That's okay. Just like Rittenhouse. If you go to an event with a firearm and you're there, that's fine. You have a right to do that. You have a right to carry a gun. You have a right to carry a knife. I don't know if he has a right to carry a knife, but assuming he does, right? That's fine, okay? If you see a bunch of people that are looking frisky and starting to fight, and you run up and join that fight, even though it doesn't look like anything lethal is happening, and you have a gun, in my opinion, now you've placed yourself in an unacceptable conflict. You're entering an area where shit is going to get fucked, and you're part of the instigation for that. Now, personally, I don't know what the law says, but personally, legally, not legally, personally, morally, I think that if you have a weapon, you have an obligation to stay away from these things. So when you say, but you said Rittenhouse was justified in being there, Rittenhouse was justified in being at the overall protest, just like this guy is justified at being at the beach. This is why the critical piece of information for Rittenhouse was, did he instigate the event? Because if Rittenhouse instigated the event, if he was near Rosenbaum and he was like, I'm gonna fuck you up. Get the fuck out of here, Rosenbaum. You don't belong here. Remember that all the argument over the 5 pixels of that supposedly him raising his gun? If he would have been involved in that, I would say, oh, well, that's not legitimate. You can't do that. If you're showing up at an event and now you're like threatening people with your firearm, you're causing an unacceptable event that you don't have a right to, in my opinion, to take part in. You don't have a right to go and provoke that sort of violence. But that doesn't mean you don't have a right to be there completely. You can't go to the protest completely. You just don't have a right to do that. If this guy has a knife on him, where he knows that if he gets attacked or people start fighting and it's a hostile group that people are going to die, I don't think, unless there's like some life or death shit going on here, you shouldn't be doing this. It's just not good. In my opinion, I would enforce this legislatively, by the way. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you don't deserve to carry a weapon. You shouldn't carry any weapon whatsoever. because you're liable to just kill somebody because you're too egotistical and you just shouldn't have one. Go with your fist, go work out at the gym more and be stronger if you want, but you shouldn't carry a weapon. You can't understand the principle of like an obligation to retreat or to bitch out when you've got the ability to kill somebody on you. You just shouldn't carry it. Just go with your hands, and then if you get into a scuffle, fight or whatever. Fuck, just fight. If you want to fight, fight. But you can't fight when you've got lethal weapons on you, because the dynamic changes completely. Do you think this guy should be charged with first-degree murder? I don't know, because I don't have enough information. Like, if this guy came out here and he's like, I dropped my phone, I just want to like pick my phone up or whatever, and then these kids all start like harassing him, then I think that maybe he's got like a good reason to be here. And then if they start attacking him, it's bullshit. But like, if these kids are like already shouting, and I'm like, bro, damn, gee, this kid is shredded. What the fuck? This guy's 17? The fuck? But if there are kids like at this point, clearly the crowd is hostile. You're an adult. You've got better decision-making skills. Leave. Just leave. Like, back the fuck up. Why the fuck are we have a knife and you're wandering into the middle of what you imagine as a hostile group? Like, why? Why are you doing this? This is all stupid and easily avoidable. He doesn't have to be doing any of this. Like, I don't know. Oh, shredded. Yeah, figuratively and literally later on. He stabs the girl off screen at 1:06. Do you think you'll ever kill someone? I don't know. See when I go to Israel. I'm just kidding. Why are we pretending like Rittenhouse protest was in a high chance of conflict zone, aka a red zone? I need to make a flow chart. Okay, let me think of I need to get better at explaining this because these same fucking questions always come up anyway, okay? Just because tensions are overall relatively high, I don't believe that removes your moral right to be in a given area, okay? I would say that if you carry a lethal weapon, you have an obligation to act in a de-escalatory manner whenever possible. But if other people are either throwing you into an escalatory thing, even if you've tried to pull back, which Rittenhouse did, he ran away, or if you see something going on where somebody else is involved in an escalatory situation, you feel the need to intervene, I think these are like 2 times when it's justified to have lethal self-defense. Or to employ lethal measures. Deploy lethal measures. What's the difference between employ and deploy? I want to deploy a tactic. I want to employ. Employ is like, I want to bring this as part of me and then start to use it. Deploy is to like use something extra like that kind of. If you wanted to, the trial is live right now. Yeah, so I think you can go to like hostile areas with weapons. I don't think that's necessarily wrong, but a hostile general area is different than a particular discrete hostile event. You still can't explain why this guy has an obligation to leave his property, which he lost. Why are the kids pushing someone into the water? That is deadly force. You are just wrong. You still can't explain why this guy has an obligation to leave his property, which he lost. I don't think he necessarily has an obligation to leave his property. I just think that there needs to be some sort of like better communication going on here. It can't just be him wandering. Like, for instance, I might say that like, if the guy is standing like at the edge, he's like, hey, I dropped my phone in here. I'm going to come in, or I'm calling the cops, or I don't know if you would say here, I have a weapon on me. Like, some kind of announcement. Like, it can't just be the, like, oh, I'm going to wander in through these group of teens that are obviously hostile, and if shit goes wrong, I'm going to start stabbing people. That can't be the rule. That just can't be the rule. What are we thinking? He stabbed somebody at 106?
Who is that? Who the hell is this? Go. It doesn't matter. Who the hell is that?
What? Are you saying that it starts here? Like 150, not 106. Oh.